All right, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Game Time. I'm your host, Bill Culp. It is fall. We're zooming. It's okay. But when you think of fall, I know what everybody thinks of. Football. Yeah, let's get to it. All right, with us here is Coach Chad Brubaker. So, Coach, thanks for joining us. I'm sure you're excited. I could see you as soon as you heard that song. I thought you get juiced up there, so you're ready to tackle that chair behind you. A student maybe eventually will walk by, this and that. So, first off, thanks for joining us. How many seasons has this been for you now? You're a veteran now.
This is my 11th season at Springford.
That's unbelievable. Time flies. It feels like yesterday, man. Feels like yesterday. So that's great. So this year, obviously, it's a little bit different. But what's the makeup? Looking at your team right now, beginning of season, how many? Is it majority seniors, juniors? About how many kids do you have out and things like that?
Okay, so right now we're at about 66 kids, I believe. We have 21, 22 seniors. We like all three classes, and there's going to be some younger guys that get on the field, but there's definitely going to be, we rely on senior leadership and some of the older guys. So.
Gotcha. All right. So in talking about that leadership, usually in the summer, I know with everything being hectic, you rely on that. What have you guys been doing trying to prepare for the season right now? The coming season.
Well, it's been tough because we've been so limited. We have had zero interactions, and Friday night with the Brown and Orange will be the first interaction we've had with another team since last fall. So we haven't been able, obviously, to go to team camp. We haven't been able to do any 7-on-7s with anybody else. It's all been up against ourselves, which is kind of a weird thing. And so I think, obviously there's going to be a lot of excitement on both sides because you finally let the lion out of the cage, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely. And does that sort of worry you in a sense? Because like you said, you didn't have the preseasons, because a lot of this was on the kids being on their own, kind of, hey, you got to get in shape. I can give you things, drills, but this is on you. Are you hoping, number one, that, that first game, like you said, number one, calm yourself down a little bit because you're ready to release that lion. But number two, just remember you haven't done any physical contacts in spring. We want to get through this game.
Well, we have a huge advantage because of our strength and conditioning coach, Will Gersitz, who has been sending stuff out on Huddle since whenever the pandemic started. I don't remember, March or whatever at this point. And, we've had the kids since July 1st. And, if we were the only team in this, I'd be more worried. We're all kind of in the same boat. And, we actually are probably in better shape than a lot of people because some were shut down here and there for a week or so. So it's our players and our staff and our parents and everybody in the community is to be commended for, we can only assume that, people have really restricted themselves and done the right things, outside of our practice that helped us get to this point. So, we've been in practice, all the coaches have been in practice wearing masks, and the kids have masks on when they're not participating. And that's certainly not ideal. It's not, what anybody wants or what anybody asks for, but it's the reality right now, and we're going to do whatever we can to protect our kids. But if we were the only team affected by the pandemic, then I'd be really, really worried. We're not. So.
Gotcha. Yeah. Now, I'm a positive person. I'm sure you are too. What's something, I guess, in a sense that something maybe positive that has come out of this, this pandemic, and maybe something that's frustrating you a little bit?
Well, they're probably similar things. I think that our kids avoided as far as I know, have avoided the outside noise and really focused on themselves and being resilient. I mean, when you are working out to play football or to play anything, and there's no real hope or no guarantee, I should say, that you will, that makes things a lot difficult and a lot more difficult. And I know that, you know, I feel awful for kids in some school districts that are not playing. There's 6, well, now there's 5 teams in the pack that are not participating in football this fall. And, you know, privately, my heart breaks for those kids because, you know, they probably worked as hard as our kids did, and there's no right now light at the end of the tunnel. And hopefully there's something that can be done for them. But I would say that's the positive, the resilience that can come from this type of adversity. The negative is just preparation, I would say. The negative is just really not truly knowing how prepared you are. Nothing tells you that better than outside competition. In your house, you can get into fights with your brother or sister, but you don't really know if you're a really good fighter until you go out and maybe somebody in your neighborhood challenges you, because, you know, ultimately, maybe, like, for instance, my brother was 5 years younger, so that wasn't much of a contest. So you just need that competition, and you know, unfortunately, that's just not been what we can do.
Yeah, see, I was the opposite. I couldn't mess him. My brother was a little older, but he was a beast. He's the strongest. He's like a orangutan strength. He's like not human. But anyway.
And so maybe you thought you weren't very good, you couldn't handle it, but then when you go out in the real world, you're more prepared than you thought.
Correct. Now, one of the positives, and I wanted to ask you because I'm curious. I know you're one about videos and this and that. Have you found yourself with too much time because of this, looking at film and looking at plays, and just have you been able to like just probably just sit down and be like, your playbook's got to be like gigantic?
Yeah, no, it's not. No, I have watched a ton of film. I've watched the last 3 contests against Brown and Orange for, you know, months on end. But on the other hand, and I'm not, you know, I'm sure all head coaches are like this. I feel like I'm only spending, you know, 50% of my time on actual football stuff. And that's really frustrating for me personally, you know, not finding out things because decisions haven't been made, because things are still up in the air, and basically coming up with 2 or 3 solutions if the first method doesn't work. And so, and then, you know, ultimately, no matter what, you know that 67% of what you prepared is going to be thrown out the window before you even start. And that's really frustrating. You know, a custodian came to me the other day and said, you know, you're scheduled to meet in the Herta Learning Center on Monday. You're not doing that, right? And I said, no, I put that request in last December. And that's the truth. So, like, you can imagine, you know, that's my personality, preparing in December for things that are going to happen on, you know, September 21st.
August,
you know, not knowing what tomorrow brings is I guess I'm developing some resilience that way too.
I don't blame you. All right, so one last question. I'll let you go here because I know you got to prepare. You got a game coming up this weekend, like you said, against the Orange there. So I guess, in a sense, what's your objective, or what do you want to accomplish? What's your goal, I guess, in a sense, this year? What do you want it to be?
Well, it was real simple at first. It was just to get here. You know, we were scheduled to, you know, we had 4 non-league games prior to league, and our first league game is, you know, the Vikings. And so all those non-leagues got wiped out, and we just wanted to get to this point. So that was our first goal. And then, you know, the goals are not any different than any other year, even though there's missing opponents on the schedule and things. We just want to, we want to win our division. And if we can do that and get into playoffs, the PIAA just released the playoff schedule. And hopefully, we can make a run at that. But it's no different. And, the seniors for them, that's what's really been a goal, is to make sure that these guys get a chance to play. All of us, no matter what sport we played, whether it was football or tennis or even participating in the band, your senior year is special. And, you want all aspects of your senior year to be on the table for you so you can have the best memories and knock on wood, we're gonna get through all this.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. And I know you're looking forward to football, baby. I love it. I know you're excited. I know these kids and the seniors and everything. And hopefully everything pays off and everything goes away. And you guys have another great season. So thanks for joining us there, Coach Brubaker.
All right. Thank you for having me.
All right. All right. Hey, everybody. Thanks for hanging in. We just left our Coach Brubaker there. And we are now joined by field hockey coach Jennie Anderson. How are you there, Jennie? Good,
thanks. How are you?
Good. So just making it, just like we were just saying before, kind of chatting here, just like everybody else, make it do what we got. So the upcoming season, number one, what's the makeup of your team? How many girls do you have out? And, what's the variety of seniors, juniors, et cetera, all the way down?
We have about, I think, 37 players come out this year. So it's a good amount for us. We have, I believe, got to count them, I think like 6 seniors. And then our upper classes are the ones that are the smaller of the 4 classes. We have a lot of sophomores and a lot of freshmen. So
that's awesome. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Yeah, because I was going to say, because last year, obviously, losing like Heather Christ and you lost some pretty good seniors. So do you feel that the seniors or the juniors last year are ready to step into that role and lead this crew?
Definitely. I mean, we have a lot of players who are stepping up into that leadership role. And that's the biggest thing we asked of them, because we did lose such a big senior class last year. So we're definitely looking to the upperclassmen, both seniors and juniors, to lead us both on the field and off the field.
Gotcha. All right. So preparing for the season, obviously, with everything going on, it had to be hectic. You probably couldn't get the girls together for practices, and it was just saying scrimmages were kind of canceled and postponed. What did you do, to kind of create that team atmosphere, or did you send them drills or things to work on, encourage them to do that? What did you do?
We were still meeting in the summer. Our fitness center was open, so the girls were still going to that,
nice.
That were weightlifting. And then I guess in the beginning of August, we started our on-field workout. So we've been together for a long time, and we've really been waiting for our first game. So we're happy it's finally here, and we're thankful. That's what we just keep telling the girls, just be thankful that we're playing every day that we can.
And what do you think is probably going to be the biggest challenge in the first couple of games? Like, what do you expect from the girls, or what do you think is going to be the most challenging thing?
I think the biggest thing, we're just going to expect our girls to go out and compete and play their hardest. That's the biggest thing. We always tell them, just go out and give it all you have. I mean, we haven't had any scrimmages, so it's kind of hard to get that game sense in when you keep playing each other every single day in practice. So tomorrow we're going to look forward to just go out hard and really just go against someone other than ourselves. So.
Are you concerned about like conditioning? Because like you said, they kind of just been scrimmaging each other and this and that in like the first week. Do you feel like, for the first couple of weeks, the teams that maybe the girls that kind of on their own took it upon themselves, that's really going to show, do you think, in the first couple of weeks?
I mean, to be honest, our girls came in pretty good shape. And then the drills that we've been doing, we've been playing a lot. So hopefully that's helped as well. But playing in a game at a high level is completely different than playing a scrimmage in practice. So I think we're in good enough shape, but time will tell. And as soon as we get rolling, I think even if we're not, it'll be okay, because we're playing 3 games a week. So we'll quickly get there.
Gotcha. All right. So how has the pack looked so far? I mean, like, according to, like, have you been in contact? I guess, the coaches have that, you kind of have that sisterhood and things like that togetherness. Have you guys been talking, and how's the division look?
I mean, PAC's always a very strong division. PV, Methacton, ONJ, Upper Perk, they're all up there. And this year's a little bit different with the way the league is, with some schools in and some schools out. We're playing everyone twice. So it's going to be a tough battle for us, to be honest. There's no game that you can take off. So we're going to find out really quick if we can compete with them, which I think we can.
I agree. So, and you guys, like you said, it is very competitive. Some of those other schools, the battles, just going to those games the last couple of years, you're talking one goal, a lot of overtimes, and things like that. It's very competitive. What do you see, as your girls' identity right now, as your team? What do you think their identity, the type of style that they're going to be playing this year if people come out?
I think it's just going to be an all-out, try to just go to every single ball, and we say play with an attitude. Really just win every single battle in the field, whether it's on the offensive or defensive end. And if we do that and we do all the little things, the rest will take care of itself. Totally
agree. All right, last question before I let you go, because I know you got practice and things like that. So what is your objective? What is your goal, for this year?
Well, we hope to get through the whole season. That's the biggest thing. Like I said, we are thankful that we are playing. And like we tell the girls, you just take every day as you act as if it's your last. And that's how you got to walk off the field, because you never know when it can be stopped. So I think if we play with that attitude and that identity, I think our season's going to be pretty well, because we're going to keep playing as hard as we can no matter what.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you go teach those girls play as hard as they can, and hopefully you guys have a great, successful season. So thanks for joining me there, Coach Anderson, and good luck to you tomorrow. All right, everybody, welcome back. Thanks for sticking around for Game Time. We're here with Coach John Brennan of the girls and boys golf team. Thanks for joining us there, John.
Good to be here. Yeah, girls golf here, full in season. We're already rocking and rolling here. Love to answer some questions here for you.
That's awesome. All right, so with girls golf, I mean, what's number one? What's the makeup of your team this year?
Yep. So we have 14 total girls. We have 8 girls playing a varsity match. We have 6 other girls that sub in and out of the varsity lineup, and we're also able to find some JV matches. PV's got, I think, like 16 girls, so we play them a little bit in JV. Phoenixville has some JV teams, so we found some JV match with Phoenixville. So, yeah, we have a really exciting program here. Like we said, some schools are struggling to find 8 girls, and it's exciting to have 14 girls that want to be part of our girls golf program here.
I was just going to say, what is the average, like per team? I mean, that seems like a lot. That does, John. 14 seems like a lot.
Yeah, no, we're ecstatic to have 14 girls. And in the whole scope of District 1, I'd probably say you go anywhere from schools just trying to fill the 4 varsity spots and just find 4 girls, where you have schools like us in PV and like a Downingtown, Mount St. Joe's, those types of schools. They probably have 14 to 16 girls all a part of their golf program. But yes, we are in the higher end of numbers here, you would say, in District 1.
That's awesome. What are you recruiting? You got 14 girls. Are these now? Are they juniors, senior? Like, what are they? Seniors? How many seniors? How many juniors? How many sophomores, freshmen, etc.?
We got a great breakdown here. We have 4 seniors a part of the squad this year. 1 new freshman coming in, and I also probably take a little bit. Sometimes it's tough to get freshmen. It's tough to get the word a little bit out to the 8th grade center, especially from last spring. How the school year kind of ended with us going virtual in March. I think it was maybe a little bit lost, but usually try to get a couple of new freshmen every year, and then the rest of the 9 girls are broken down of 6 sophomores, and I want to say 3 or 4 juniors in there. Yeah, that's our breakdown for the team. So.
Wow, that's awesome. So technically, you're still going to have 10 girls plus, and then maybe a new group of freshmen and things like that, or maybe some new girls. Now, most of these girls, so like you said, how do they know about? Like, have these girls been golfing, or they know about the golf team? Because, like you said, I mean, it's not a common sport, I guess, growing up.
Yeah, that's a good question right there. So there's a lot of new avenues, especially for girls to get into golf. There's a Valley Forge Girls Golf. There's Women's Golfers Give Back. There's a lot of organizations you can join as a youth, essentially, to get you introduced to the game. And then there's tons of junior memberships. I know all of our girls, a part of the program, get a junior membership at Linfield National for the summertime. And just like you said, you just find girls that have belonged to golf courses their entire life. And there's a lot of great places around here. Rivercrest, Springford Country Club. I know they really feed into our programs here on the boys and girls side.
Yeah, great. You get to go to Turtle Creek. That's where you play your matches, right?
That's the boys' home golf course is Turtle
Okay,
Creek.
so where the
The girls are at Linfield National.
Oh, wow. Okay, so now you get to practice with them each and every day too. So you get a free round of golf every once in a while too. That's a pretty nice little package.
Every once in a while, I'll take the clubs out there, and if I gotta put them in their place a little bit, I'll tee it around with them a little bit. Sometimes they talk a little trash, and every once in a while, the other day I played with just a 7-iron. I did all right with just a 7-iron against the girls out there. Yeah, so and we do a little bit. We'll go to Linfield and play. We'll also go to Waltz's and hit balls.
Nice.
I feel like that's one of the things. It can be a long week if you just go play a golf course 9 holes 5 days in a week. It can get boring. You want to change things up. You want to try and incorporate some fun. And even when we go to Linfield and play, it's not always you go put the ball in the hole for 9 holes and count your score. We'll play a scramble. We'll play a better ball match between girls just to kind of change the monotony of every single day. Because if you just went, like I said, and played golf 9 holes, put in the hole every day, it can be make the week a long week. So
definitely. All right. So I'm going to give you a chance to boast about yourself here. So
okay.
Some of these girls, I'm sure you already know, and in a lot of sports, they have their own coaches or trainers and things like that.
Yep.
So how do you incorporate, because I know you personally a little bit. I know you have a fun personality. We heard a little bit of that right there. As you said, you kind of teach them a lesson, talk some smack. So how do you think that your style, how do you incorporate that into your coaching, especially for golf? Like we said, it's for most people, it's not like a basketball where you can trash talk or this and that. How do you kind of incorporate some of those things into golf?
It's a great way you're saying about, we were just got done talking about with the girls yesterday at practice at Waltz's. And I said, listen, you've been having an outside coach. You've been working on your swing since all of spring and all of summer. I'm not here to overhaul your swing and change it over. When we're going to practice or we're playing golf, I'm trying to give them like a tip. I'm trying, like we've always said, like we're trying to turn double bogeys into bogeys. We're trying to turn bogeys into pars. We're trying to do that 3 or 4 times throughout the round. And we can just change the way we think about golf a little bit and how our approach to golf, it's drastic. And you can see that with our girls and our averages. Like there were girls, once again, that were averages, the JV girls last year, and they still might be on JV, but they've gotten like 3 or 4 shots better from one year to the next. And that's that's a testament to their work and what they've done on their golf games in the off season. So, yeah.
Now, you wouldn't mind a little trash talking in the golf.
No. I love it.
Like, if they nail it, like, great, baby, boom!
We have some phrases within the program that we'll say, sometimes I'll give them when they hit a good drive, I'll just say Nissan. And they're like, what's that? I'm like, well, what's the slogan for Nissan commercials? They just say driven. So, like, we have little things out there that go our own way within the program. The girls know what I'm talking about when they say it.
That's awesome. All right. So one last question before I kind of let you go. What are your expectations or what are your goals, with 14 golfers and things like that? What's your goal as a whole for the team this season?
Well, I think one thing about golf, and I see with my guys in the spring and tennis is, those type of things, it's something you can develop and use your entire life. Don't get wrong, we have kids playing football and basketball here, and when they're done with that in high school, it might be the last time they ever do those sort of things. Yeah. These are lifelong things that can lead to business, to job opportunities. Like, I tell them, imagine trying to go get a job someday in business world and be like, oh, I'm a golfer. I can go play in your golf outing. It's just an extra little caveat about, once again, do we like to win things, win championships here? But it's a sport you can do your entire life. And, I think we really got to value that and teach the values of the game and respect the game of golf. But, those are things that's a bigger picture thing when we talk about golf as a program here at Springford.
That's awesome. And thanks for giving us a little picture into girls golf there. So go out there and tee off. I hope you still continue to cream those girls each and every day there. And
I'm gonna try my best. Well, I appreciate that.
All right. Thanks, John. Thanks for joining us. Have a great one. Good luck to you.
Thank you.